The situation at McDonald's is grave. A recent report from Franchise Consulting Group has shed light on the fading state of the company's business model. Surprisingly, the world's largest fast food chain is encountering a surge of discontent among its franchisees, who contribute more than 2/3 of its U.S. revenues. These franchisees assert that McDonald's is headed down a destructive path. In fact, one of them recently declared bankruptcy, filing just 45 days ago. An insider familiar with the situation warns that systemic risks are escalating rapidly within the food service retailer, with approximately 30% of franchisees currently in a state of insolvency. To compound the company's woes, it is projected that by the end of 2023, around 2,000 McDonald's restaurants could vanish from cities across the United States. Regulatory pressures, labor disputes, and financial losses are pushing the fast food giant to significantly reduce its physical presence. This reckoning comes after years of mismanagement, as analyzed by experts. According to a newly released report titled McDonald's Model in Dying Days, 30% of franchisees insolvent, by Franchise Consulting Group and VF Franchise Consulting, the world's largest fast food chain is facing significant risks. Analysts reveal a concerning trend. McDonald's franchisees, for the first time in over 4 decades, are decreasing in numbers, with numerous operators teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. The report highlights the challenges faced by management in justifying increased fees and additional charges to franchisees already grappling with rising wages and escalating costs of ingredients and packaging, which have steadily eroded profits in recent years. It is worth noting that franchisees operate 95% of McDonald's locations in the U.S. and generate around 70% of the country's revenue. The National Owners Association estimates that, on average, McDonald's restaurants will experience a second consecutive year of declining cash generation in 2023. To further complicate matters for financially struggling operators, McDonald's acknowledged in an emailed statement that inflation had adversely affected franchisees' profitability last year. However, company executives argue that the higher operating costs are necessary to align with long-term expansion goals. Faced with mounting costs and dissatisfaction over new operational regulations, franchisees are convening a meeting with the company's board this month to present their concerns in person. In an email newsletter to approximately 1,000 members, one group of owners stated, "The session will give U.S. operators an opportunity to share with the board of directors why we believe we are on a destructive path." Many franchisees, supported by analysts, express apprehension that the franchise system is on the brink of a major crisis, with some even suggesting that the business model is doomed. In addition, a notable point of contention has emerged among franchisees regarding the leadership of CEO Chris Kempczynski. Franchisees have expressed dissatisfaction with the inconsistent decision-making process of McDonald's corporate headquarters and perceive the leadership in Oak Brook as erratic, often shifting from one unsuccessful marketing strategy to another. The CEO is laying the groundwork for our downfall. We are a quick-service fast food restaurant, not a fast casual establishment like Five Guys or Chipotle, voiced one franchisee. Another franchisee stated, "The system is currently adrift. Our menu boards remain overloaded. We're still attempting to cater to too many preferences. From the perspective of franchisees, things are broken." This discontent poses a risk to McDonald's growth aspirations, as highlighted by John Gordon, a principal at Pacific Management Consulting Group specializing in restaurants and franchisee advisory. Gordon explains that if this unrest leads long-standing franchisees to exit the system, it becomes an inherent operational risk for McDonald's because potential replacements may not possess the same level of financial resources. Newer franchisees would likely face higher borrowing costs, thereby diminishing their profit potential, he warns. Credit Suisse analyst Lauren Silberman echoes Gordon's concerns, estimating that in such a scenario, the average McDonald's franchisee could face annual losses of $200,000 per store, putting pressure on profitability and straining relationships. When cash flows and profits decline within franchise systems, the entire structure starts to crumble, Silberman cautions. In a financial survey by the Nomura Group, a franchisee stated that the company is in the throes of a deep depression and nothing is changing. It exposed that roughly 30% of operators are now insolvent. Another franchisee cited by the FCC report went as far as to speculate that McDonald's is literally facing its final days. Unfortunately for some operators, it's now time to say their final goodbyes. That's the case of Rice Enterprises, which operates a number of McDonald's restaurants in Pittsburgh, and declared bankruptcy about 45 days ago with $10 million in liabilities and employing hundreds of people. The franchisee is seeking court protection to restructure its debt, documents reveal. Many others may go down the same tortuous road, especially operators that are being sued over child labor violations. CNBC reports more than 300 minors, including two 10-year-olds who were unpaid, were found to be working in violation of federal labor laws at McDonald's franchise restaurants across Kentucky and other states. The U.S. Labor Department said this week the franchisees, in total, face hundreds of thousands of dollars in civil money penalties. The department's wage and hour division determined that 3 separate franchisees operating 62 McDonald's locations across Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, and Ohio violated federal labor laws by employing 305 children to work more than the legally permitted hours, as well as perform tasks illegal for young workers, according to department data. These reports are unacceptable, deeply troubling, and run afoul of the high expectations we have for the entire McDonald's brand. Tiffany Boyd, Senior Vice President and Chief People Officer at McDonald's USA, said in a statement to NBC News, "The Labor Department's division made a disheartening discovery in 2022, revealing that a record number of 688 minors were illegally employed in hazardous positions, marking the highest count since fiscal year 2011. One particular incident highlighted the injury of a 15-year-old child in Tennessee who suffered harm while operating a deep fryer. Garnet Civils emphasized the importance of child labor laws, stating that the purpose is to protect young individuals from jeopardizing their health, well-being, and education. As a result, the executive board has made the decision to close 700 locations in 2023. This includes 322 restaurants that violated labor laws and underperforming stores that have failed to meet the company's earnings expectations over the past 3 years. Back in April, McDonald's expressed their lack of concern regarding the closures, citing the company's substantial size and market share. However, for franchisees, the situation appears much graver than merely 700 store closures. Additionally, a new bill passed in both Virginia and California poses a significant risk to over 1,600 McDonald's restaurants, potentially leading to permanent closure by the end of the year. As of May 22nd, California houses 1,218 McDonald's locations, while Virginia has 455. Collectively, these two states account for 12% of all chain stores across the United States. Congress has recently passed a controversial bill that mandates a minimum wage of $22 per hour for fast food workers, accompanied by an annual increase of 3.5%. This development has sparked strong opposition from the fast food industry, and Joe Erlinger, president of McDonald's USA, is voicing his concerns. According to Erlinger, the bill essentially cripples the viability of running fast food restaurants in America. He argues that it transfers crucial business decisions from local owners and their teams to an unelected council of political insiders, posing a potential threat to the entire economy. Furthermore, Erlinger warns that implementing such a high wage for fast food workers could lead to a 20% increase in the cost of McDonald's meals, rendering them unaffordable for many customers. Consequently, the feasibility of conducting business in California and Virginia would become untenable. Presently, consumers are already expressing their discontent with the fast food giant as prices have reached exorbitant levels. Some states are now charging over $8 for the iconic Big Mac sandwich, marking a substantial hike compared to its average price of $4.95 in 2020. Dissatisfied Americans have taken to social media to voice their outrage, claiming that the chain has become excessively expensive while compromising on quality. Convenience, comfort, and above all, affordability have traditionally been the key draws for customers in the fast food industry. Since 2020, fast food prices have risen by 15%, but the recent increases are far more significant, exacerbating customer dissatisfaction. A TikTok video has garnered significant attention for shedding light on surprisingly high prices at McDonald's. In the viral video, posted by XCon Media and viewed nearly 280,000 times, the menu at a Connecticut McDonald's location was examined, revealing exorbitant prices for combo meals. The Big Mac combo was listed at $16.89, while the crispy chicken sandwich combo came in at $16.69. Even higher prices were observed for variations of the McCrispy line, such as the Spicy Deluxe McCrispy priced at a staggering $17.89. The video sparked over 3,800 comments from users expressing their disbelief and asserting that McDonald's has become too expensive for its value. Comments ranged from rejecting the high-priced burgers to using it as a reason to opt for homemade meals. McDonald's has recently disclosed that increased menu prices contributed to surpassing earnings and revenue estimates in the last quarter. Despite facing customer dissatisfaction due to the price hikes, the company deemed it necessary to enhance cash flow in 2023, according to sources familiar with the situation cited by ABC News. Alongside the financial challenges, McDonald's is undergoing a transformative period contemplating its future. The company closed all its U.S. offices in March and announced a significant workforce restructuring that would result in hundreds of layoffs. To ensure the comfort and confidentiality of its employees during this period, McDonald's shared a memo on the layoff.com stating that all notification meetings would be conducted virtually. The Wall Street Journal initially reported on the outlined layoffs, and with the upcoming release of the earnings report, further clarity will be provided. McDonald's declined to comment on the memo. Bankruptcy filings, store closures, and employee layoffs serve as clear evidence for analysts' concerns about the impending collapse of McDonald's business model. While it's unlikely that the company will vanish in the near future, the challenges it confronts have the potential to permanently redefine the brand. The once affordable and widely beloved fast food chain is gradually transforming into a luxury option for millions of Americans. As it gradually sheds the qualities that propelled its immense success, both domestically and globally, it becomes increasingly understandable why operators are voicing their belief that McDonald's is headed down a destructive trajectory.